Yeah, I just want to get these into like 2 hour segments. I think that's good for people. And for anyone wondering, no, I haven't stopped playing. I know you probably aren't wondering that, but if you were. I'm still trying to figure out what number that's dialing. I thought it would be 999, like in relation to that's. No, you're not my real disembodied voice. Vacate these nuts. See? Suck my wiener. Bam, 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 bam. War. War never changes. Nope, 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 nope. I'm good, thanks, actually. That's a lot of noises coming from the void, and I don't fuck with that. And besides, I kind of want to see the village. I'm so happy with my Lee Enfield, not gonna lie, I love this shit. I think so far it's my favorite gun in the game. The revolver's nice, and I think I'll like it more once it's like repaired. But like current state, Enfield's my favorite. It's got decent stopping power, it's one of my favorite bolt action rifles, which goes, well, World War II era rifles at least, because my favorites go Lee Enfield. Oh no, sorry, Carabiner, Lee Enfield, and then M Lantino 3. Or maybe the Krag instead of the Carabiner. I don't know. I think the Arasaka is in 5th place if the Krag or Carabiner switch.
Well, well, well. Just look what the cat.
I didn't pre-order though.
Pay attention. This village is under military occupation per the quarantine protocol. You're new round here, eh?
Oh wait, I did pre-order. No, never mind.
Just keep your nose clean, alright?
Alright. Ooh, pump action shotgun. Don't shoot.
Like I said, you're free to.
I don't want to look them.
Should I shoot him, Sarge?
You should not. Do they look like an outlaw to you?
No, Sarge.
Go there.
Ooh, we can do bounties maybe?
Time. We're here to protect civilians and get this mess sorted out.
Oh, get a lot sorted out by kicking the elderly out of the rooms, do you?
You know what the captain said? We have to move anybody vulnerable inside the inner perimeter.
Vulnerable? The bloody cheek of you! Ah, at least the outlaws have the
Ooh, a high point.
to rub us blind and not tell
Oh, not high point. High power.
Right, listen to me, you old knout. Orders is orders. You obey orders, or it's the jug for you.
The fuck is the jug?
I'd die there. You'd never.
Watch me. You should be thanking us for protecting you. You know that?
Aye, I suppose so.
I hope I get on
You
the foraging
suppose
party
so.
again this week.
Let me hear you
Anything to
say
get
it.
me out of this miserable
Thank
dump
you.
for a couple of days.
Thank you for protecting us.
That's better. Now gather your tat and get out. Not sure I like the look of you.
Not sure I give a fuck. Oh, that's morbid.
Should have those villagers doing it for us. Don't need nothing worthwhile this long.
I need glue. Okay, is this overkill? Maybe. However, can't stand this rats. Fuck that, I'm not dealing with rats. Okay, so it's just the infinite rat scenario again. Okay. Damned infinite rat scenario. Yeah, I'll take this. Oh, for fuck's sake. Dude, I could have said this was the brewery, but there's like food everywhere. Pretty sure tomatoes don't turn into liquor. Oh, oops, one button. Fuck. What kind of plot did I accidentally uncover here? Oh, I got a new pistol out of it. So. Well, actually, I didn't get a pistol out of that. I got a pistol out of letting him be eaten to death by rats.
Request an escort at the village hall.
Toe the line, you.
Okay, 34 east, 80 degrees north. 34 east, 80 degrees north. Was 30 degrees east, right? You walked up to me, dickhead. So where? 80.2, 34.2 east, 80. 34. 34.2, right? Oh wait, hold on, I can just, I can literally do this, can't I? Oh no, this one. That'll just lead me straight to it? No, okay. 34.2, 80 degrees. So like about here. So yeah, about here-ish, I guess. I think we all would, mate. Oh look, an actual person. This place doesn't look too bad.
It's like having another bloody fort.
Now, in normal times, I'm sure your beliefs might all seem very quaint. These are not normal times. This area is under martial law, and I will not tolerate your casual heresy. The next person we catch flouting this ban would be lucky if they just end up in infernal. I would remind you that the protocol is here for a reason. It is here to be obeyed.
Is it permanent? Oh, FAL.
Addressing civilian.
Hands away from any weapons, you.
Not sure about you.
You are reminded that any building marked as sterilized
Well, new face.
prior to demolition.
Good day. You'll forgive me if I'm less than cordial on first acquaintances, I'm sure. New faces often mean trouble. And yet,
Give me a second,
bring
chat.
opportunities too. Tell me, where have you come from?
We're not gonna tell him the truth.
If you've wandered out there and survived, then you're doing better than most. But I'm sure there's more to you than that, eh? In case it wasn't made clear to you on the way in, Wyndham is under the protection of the protocol. You are permitted to move freely through the village. For now, at least. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. I hope it'll be reciprocated. But don't go causing any trouble here. Is that clear? And if trouble finds you, make sure you report it. Post haste. Now, there are certain things I like to discuss with new faces such as you. Perhaps we can continue this little chat in the village hall. I simply want to ask you a few questions. The nature of the discussion rather depends on how forthcoming you are. Now, follow me, if you will.
Citizens of Wyndham,
You might have caught some of my speech.
has been reported
I'm afraid the villagers often require our rules to be drummed into. Most stay in line. Some find themselves inclined towards forbidden pagan practices.
Last
The sooner we
chance.
stamp out such
Go
sentiments,
while you're
the better.
able. I think they've gone.
citizens of Wyndham. We cannot guarantee your safety beyond the village palings. Do you have a good reason to leave the village?
We started off right by shooting. A bit of democracy wouldn't go amiss. Thought that was what we fought the war for.
you're here. It's time we got down to brass tacks, wouldn't you say? I would hope a stranger like you can provide me with some information. All in good time. First, you need to make yourself useful to me. I want to know where you came from. I want to know what you can tell me about the outside. Trust me, you will be much better off aiding protocol than crossing us. Be under no illusions. We must eradicate the corruption that festers here before there is any hope of leaving this blasted place. If we were to work together, you and I, perhaps we might make some progress towards such an outcome. But step out of line, and I will revoke your liberties here just as quickly as they were given. So I ask again, did you come from the outside? What do you know? Well, this is disappointing. I was hoping you'd have something you were willing to share. We imprison strangers at the first whiff of trouble, but you can keep your liberties for now. I trust that will be more conducive to a timely recollection of your origins. In the meantime, be wary of this place. Do not be tempted to engage with any of the pagan sentiments some of the locals may try to foist on you. Such beliefs are dangerous and forbidden. Do I make myself clear? And if you still wish to have protocol's aid, you'll just have to make yourself useful to me in other ways.
I'm not into men, thanks. But I appreciate the offer, but not my style.
I'm glad to hear it. The civilians in this village are a shady lot. Resistant to discipline and up to no good, I'm sure of it. We can hardly get the time of day out of them. But you're an outsider. They may not trust you exactly, but nor are they immediately suspicious of you. Sniff around. Keep your ears open. If you find anything I should know, come to me with it. If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker. I could send a patrol in, of course, but a softer approach might prove more efficacious. Yes, what is it? Good Lord. You mean to say that he's in league with those masked maniacs? An adder in our midst. I'll send someone over immediately. Now do you see why this place is under military discipline? I fought rebels in the Malayan jungle, and let me tell you, that was positively genteel in comparison to this wretched village. You can hardly call them English hereabouts anymore. Something in the land here is corrupting them all. You've done the right thing coming to me. It's vital this sort of thing's nipped in the bud before it spreads. It can be tricky to tell right from wrong out here, but you seem to have the right spirit. Your assistance is appreciated. I shan't forget it. I'm willing to extend the hand of friendship to you, which would include giving you access to our camp at Skethermore. With us on the same side, if a chance for leaving this zone comes, I can promise you a good chance of seeing the outside. To be blunt, as a stranger, you're in a perfect position to help me with a delicate matter. We recently arrested a certain Dr. Garrow, one of the scientists from the research site. She contrived to escape the zone before the walls went up, but rather unexpectedly returned as part of a military convoy. More fool her. Dr. Garrow's dangerous, very clever, and egotistical enough to believe herself a magnitude cleverer yet. She's refused to tell us anything, and I refuse to stoop to Gestapo methods to force her. But a new face like yours, well, perhaps she'll talk to a stranger who plainly isn't beholden to the protocol. When Garrow arrived, she demonstrated an ability to meddle with the barred machinery we've commandeered. Specifically, she disabled our camp's automatic security system and began to poke around where she wasn't welcome. It was an hour before we found her, trying to get access to one of the old barred bunkers. Who knows what damage she might have caused had she found a way inside. She left us no choice but to take her into custody, isolated in solitary confinement, where she can't play her tricks. My men claim she muttered some incantation, and that caused the gun turrets to shut off. I don't believe in such nonsense as magic, but when she was captured, all they found on her was a broken radio. Now I don't know what to think. So you see, I need to know how she did it. What trick she uses to disable our machines. Yes, though I would advise you against doing anything unsanctioned. My men will kill you in an instant if you attempt any silly shenanigans. Here, this pass will give you free passage throughout the Skethamore camp. The soldiers on guard will allow you into the prison section, too. All the way to Garrow's cell. Learn what you can and return here. Be sure to report to me in person. But be warned. One hint of betrayal, and that pass will not save you. I hope I make myself clear. Good day to you. Stay out of trouble, eh?
Alright, chat, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go get a drink. Sorry, I forgot to get one earlier. And besides, I've been streaming for, what, 2-3 hours almost. Okie dokie, I'm back. Alright, let me just walk you through my thought process, because I have a feeling you might be like, why are you siding with these people? You specifically said you weren't going to stand with the fascists. I mean, they don't seem that fascist. The guy explicitly said, like, he doesn't want to stoop to Gestapo message. But I mean, like...
Nobody wants any trouble. That's all, because trouble's all we've got.
Okay.
Top the bastard. Orders be blowed.
Okay. As response to that guy, yeah, okay, I can't really defend that. That's not fascist, just dickhead. You know what I mean?
Citizens
George, it's got guns on it, you know.
Stamping around like it owns the place.
Aye, but the robbers are proper frit of them robots. They won't try the luck here while we've got that.
You are? Roberts are fit of them Roberts. And unholy robbers. You're not making any sense now, Michael.
You've had enough. Don't know what Alf's putting in his beer these days, but it's got a proper kick. Anyway, you stay away from them machine men, alright? They won't bother you if you don't bother them.
I could take it, Mike. I could.
No, you couldn't, George. Stop being daft.
Lad,
Hands away from any weapons, you.
I'm just drinking some tea, you fuckwit. Like I said, I don't think they're bad people. Just... You gotta be strict in a situation like this, you know what I mean? You can't just let people do whatever the fuck they want. Besides, if shit was really that bad, I think there'd be more talk with like a rebellion or something. Like it doesn't seem too bad, just like kind of shitty people. Like
The new customer.
It's always the buggers with the guns who get to say what's what, even if they're full of poppycock.
How do? Not often we're seeing new faces here. My name's Alf Buckshaw. Welcome to what's likely the last pub in Cumberland, such as it is. Now, what can I do for you?
myself. Go with a drink if you have one.
Oh, I think we can manage that. We'll find a place like Wyndham still taking over after all what's gone on here. Will you now? Lucky? It's not the word I'd use, but we'll learn to live with them. Folk will get used to anything given time. Which isn't to say, it's not nice to see some new faces coming through here now and then. Reminds a fella just how strange this all really is. The captain likes strangers too. He treats them better than he does the rest of the village. Means he can do things us regular folk can't. Hmm? You'd help out the village, would you? Let me ask you something. The soldiers, protocol as they go by. What do you make of them? Aye, well, you haven't been here long enough to know. Between you and me and the garden wall, let me tell you, it's like being under an army of occupation. Look, I'm willing to trust you've your heart in the right place, and I need help with something. Soldiers have got their eyes on me, but they'll give you the benefit of the doubt, for the moment at least. I need to collect a few messages. Not important, you understand, but I can't stick me nose out of the door without the soldiers taking an interest. You they'll let walk out of the village, so I need you to go to Skethermore for us. I'm not interesting. Just need a mite of discretion in the gathering, if you follow me. There's something in it for you and all. Not asking you to do out for nout. I need a message collecting from Nora. Careful with her. She's not fond of strangers. But it'll be all right if you see I sent you. She hides out in her barn on Skethermore. I'll mark it for you. The other note is with a fella who skulks all over Skethermore. But we have a meeting place. I'll mark it on your map. Fair warning though, out in Skethermore, soldiers don't care who or what you are. They'll shoot before they ask. You let me know if there's aught else I can help you with. Keep your bloody voice down. Nothing brings the soldiers down on you faster than talking about that. Mayhap I heard rumours of it, but I can't see it out more than that. You helping me with those messages is a fair trade, I suppose. All right. let's talk. One of them scientists in particular used to come to drink in here. Before it all went arse upwards, that is. He liked his ale, that fella, and ale made him chatty. He told me he worked in something called the Interchange. Never said quite where it were, but he used to stagger off towards the substation round the back of here. So that might be worth a deco. Nicely done, and all on the nail. All sorts comes through here. I suppose I might be. What sort of gear? I bet you could, but you wouldn't find anything. There's a fella up there. Well, to start with, when they found out they weren't being let back through the wall again, well, they got nasty. Plenty around here, I reckon. It's what it would have been like if the Nazis had invaded after all. Of course, you didn't hear that from me, all right? Aye, it worked. Now we can close Army boys even took it as their own name. But I reckon he secretly wants to get out of here, same as us. And he'll push us down if it gives him a leg up. Anyhow, I shouldn't be gossiping about this stuff. See you around.
Alf, I'd posit that you also wouldn't mind pushing people down to get ahead. I mean, I wouldn't mind pushing a certain someone down to get some head, if you know what I mean. Well, certain someone's a bit too specific. Anyone hot enough, really. I wonder if I can go snitch on Elf. Let's go try and talk to the boss man. Now, I'm not ignoring that they just called the guards, that they were like, that's... Sorry. But like, I know there was that mention where they were like, they reckon this is what it might have been like had the Nazis invaded.
One more civvy gives me cheek and I'll top the bastard. Orders be blowed.
That one's a bit difficult to try and like justify, but also we haven't seen them do anything that bad. Like, they kicked an old lady out of her house so they could like protect her, right? But that seems a little shady. But also, like, they aren't doing anything to the house, you know, they aren't like using it for their own good. So I guess unless their goal is to like have them all contained in smaller areas, they can secure them better.
Get along all right left to ourselves. We're up to our armpits in soldiers and outlaws.
Stuff like that makes me believe this is a less Nazi-like place than they are saying. You can't go, like... Can you imagine, like, fucking walking around, you know, 1939, like, early, you know, like, early in World War II, you know, when like the Nazis were still walking around Berlin and shit like that. Can you imagine being like, I fucking hate Nazis? You know what I mean? Like, you'd go missing. But, like, that dude said it so casually, clearly people say it and there isn't much punishment. How can I snitch on Alf? I don't want to, but can I? No, I
That
can't.
is a very dangerous word to be. Whatever evil the scientists said, so no one goes near.
Oh wait, shit, I shouldn't be skipping.
Anyone trespassing there will be shot.
Alright. And I can't snitch on him. So let's try and get the papers. And I will be reading the messages. I'll be reading the messages simply so that I can see what's going on, you know what I mean? If they're like, oh, we gotta kill all the soldiers, I'll be like, eh. Like, until I see the soldiers actively, like, executing someone or whatever, like... It's gonna be pretty difficult to convince me that they're the bad guys. Ooh, that is a Sten. Ah, I want it.
It's not right. The village should be allowed to govern itself.
I don't know, it's complicated. Okay, that's a bit much. And like also, it depends on the level of paganism, because like, I'm okay with like, not believing in a Christian god, you know, if you want to worship fucking, I don't know, the Morrigan. Or is her name Morrigan? I can't remember. But if you want to, you know, worship her, or like, you know, something like the Norse gods or whatever, like I think that's still technically pagan. Yeah, like I don't really give a fuck. But like, if you're like sacrificing babies, I'm gonna have a bit of a problem with it. Like if you're like taking a baby fresh out of like the mother,
Who are you?
and like, you know, and then sacrificing it.
I don't know you.
I
You're not with the soldiers, are you? I run a lawful place here. Stick to every word of the protocol here, I do. Oh? Well, not that there's anything wrong with it if you did, it's just... Well, never mind. Now,
She looks like an alien.
I'm to buy something. Oh, well, they get into everybody's business, bunch of busybodies digging around until they find all your secrets. But I've got nothing to hide, nothing at all. I haven't. Aye, well, that's good to know. But I can hardly trust a stranger, can I? I'm sorry, but that's just how it is.
Cake.
I know.
Where is it? There's a damn ghoul up here. That's what the voices are. Oh my god. But I need proof. I need proof. I need proof. I need proof. How would I get proof? Just trying to think of it. How would I? Because there's got to be a key. Wait. I don't know, because there's definitely a ghoul in here and I don't want it like fucking someone up. Alright, we'll have to go around on our own time again at some point and figure out what to do. Because, like, it's just not good what she's doing, you know what I mean? If that thing gets out, it'll start killing people. Maybe that was what June's key was for. I know it's a bit of a reach without doing any research, but
Strangers may be dangers. If you encounter anyone who is
So this is definitely post-World War One. Well, considering that's just the Great War, not World War One, I'm not entirely opposed to the idea that this might be the interwar period. Okay, I need a bakery bedroom. I just want to have another quick look around the room. Something definitely shady is going on here. Just trying to figure out how I would get the bakery food.
Within the zone. Keep it that way. Be normal.
Maybe something up with the church. Were there notes that mentioned Interesting. So these people seem to worship the monsters. The soil, as it were, despite it being... well... uh-huh. Let's go deal with it ourselves. Just as God intended. I know something that you know. I know something you don't know that I know that you know.
Did you want something?
Yeah.
What? You know that he's... Doesn't really matter how you know, does it? Look, I'll talk, but only to show you I'm doing nothing wrong. You have to keep quiet about this, please. Me husband, Philip, he went off exploring with one of his pals. Bloody fools, the pair of them. He said they were poking around in an old bunker and walked into a cloud of funny glowing spores or something. And he told me he started hearing voices. He says the voices hurt him. Whatever it was, it made him awful ill. He's not getting any better. Just a bit worse every day. Not exactly. I just know he called it the interchange. Oh, and he said something about the substation. Soldiers will string you up for anything these days, and my husband was exploring where they don't like you to explore. That captain of the protocol, he says what the boffins buried here plays merry hell with people's minds. Turns them into something not human. Not that any of that happened to my Philip. He's ill, that's all. I just know what the soldiers would do if they found him. You know, we've had one mite of luck. Came by a special tonic, which does something to settle the voices in his head and keep the infection down. At least, while we can get it, it does. But look, what's your interest in all this? You have? They don't seem to have affected you as bad as my Philip, at least, not yet. I'm sorry, but I don't have any of the tonic left. I know where you can get some, though. There's a lady, calls herself Mother Jago, out in Casterfell Woods. Brews the tonic to her own recipe. She lives out by the old mine. I can mark on the map where to find her. And listen, I hate to ask, but could I trouble you to get us some of the tonic? Just a single bottle. We're almost run out. Bless you, thank you.
I'll lie.
I know.
I'm gonna go look at your husband. If he attacks me, I'm reporting this place. Like you said, right? He's just your husband. He ain't a monster. If he ain't a monster, he has no reason to attack.
What have you done, you monster? You asked for this.
I mean, it just seems to me like the military men have a point. Let's go have a chat with Sims.
Pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden. Any breach of this regulation is punishable by death.
I mean, like, the rules seem kind of fair. Maybe it's controversial to say, but like, the thing being basically like, hey, don't fuck with the infection.
You have free. Yes, what? Infected? And she would keep him hidden. And in a grisly
Oh, sorry.
situation. Thank you for dealing with it. Who knows what damage he might have caused had he escaped.
Shouldn't I tell him that like Iris is also dead? Alright, let's go. Like it seems like they're doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Remember that your village is one of the few remaining bastions of normality within the zone. Keep it that way. Be normal.
from my standpoint, they're being harsh because of the situation we're in, right? Like, Sims doesn't want to fucking be here. The bad. Okay, we don't know if they're bad guys yet, but the not as help. The guys who are against the military have a like they have like a thing that will like, you know, help the bad shit not be so bad for people who are infected, right? But like they don't exactly have a cure for the planet itself, if that makes sense. Like, good for them being able to deal with this like one thing, but there's a lot more to it than that. Will do. But there's a lot more to it than that, you know what I mean? It's like, imagine if all drinking water on Earth was polluted by the zombie virus, right? So like anyone who drank it died. Like became zombie, right? Cool, right? Boom, whatever. And then imagine if we have a cure for the zombie virus. That's great. Good. We have a cure for the zombie virus. However, we don't have like a way to purify all the water, so we're all kind of fucked still. But say there's like the zombie virus and it's like infected the water and everything. But also there's like this military group that's like, yes, we will have to kill all of the zombies. And like you can't be friends with the zombies. Or they'll kill you too. But we might be able to help you out and get you out eventually. You know what I mean? Like, the military do have a point. Protocol do kinda have the most logical solution.
any trouble?
You are reminded that any building marked as sterilized is off limits.
Alright.
You are leaving Wyndham, and the quarantine protocol is no longer responsible for your safety.
Actually, I'm gonna end stream here. For now. Just so that I can... Because I think I can think of a name for all these.